This video is produced in partnership with CounterPlay Games. Hello and welcome back to some more Duelyst. My name is Twit. How are you guys doing? And we are back today for the second part in our 5-part Duelyst solo challenge series guide. What? I don't even know. How you guys doing though? Thank you for checking out today's video. If you could, make sure you smash the like button down below, because one like does go a long way. It helps with the channel and the series itself. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. Today, we are going to be taking on the solo challenge 2, or the second solo challenge tier, the Form of Focus. So in this, we're gonna be exploring a little bit more into the some of the cool card effects that we have. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, we're gonna learn about Blast in this series, or excuse me, in this tier, which is a pretty cool, like one of the coolest abilities in this game is Blast. I really like it, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start off with the Abyssian deck Shadow Ritual, which says use a minion sacrifice to defeat the Lionar General in one turn. So we're gonna learn about minion sacrifices today. Now y'all might be wondering, like, what is this? Isn't Yu-Gi-Oh? What are you talking about? We're gonna find out. It may be a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh. You don't know. We're gonna get into it though. So first off, like always, we're gonna take a look at what we have on the field. He's got himself a Windblade Adept. He's got himself an Ironcliff Guardian, an Azurite Lion, and then his general, of course, has 11 HP. It is the Argan Highmane, the Lionar General there. Take a look at our side of the field. We've got a Death Watch that gains +1 HP and +1 attack for every minion that dies. And we also have our Lilith, the Blight Chaser. I almost said Blightwater. The Blight Chaser, our Abyssian General here. And then, of course, we have our Shadow Creep, which is an Abyssian Crawler minion here, and the ability that he has is Dying Wish, which turns that space into a Shadow Creep when it dies. Take a look at our hand. We've got Ritual Banishing, destroy a friendly minion and destroy an enemy minion. Gonna come in handy, obviously. The next up, we have Gasp of Agony, which reads, choose an enemy minion. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to nearby minions and generals. So how are we going to do this today? Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to take our Ritual Banishing spell card here. We're going to go ahead and drop it. The idea that we want here is we want to take out this Ironcliff Guardian, this big boy that's right here on the field with 10 HP. Obviously, we cannot straight up attack that thing, but we do know that for every minion that dies on the field, and it doesn't just have to be friendly minions. It could be enemy minion or friendly minion, whichever one dies, you still gain a plus attack and plus HP for that. So we're gonna go ahead and do is grab our Ritual Blessing. Actually, is it the blessing that we want? Let me see. Oh no, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Grasp of Agony first, and we're gonna drop it on this minion right here. Now, read it one more time. Choose an enemy minion. When it dies, it deals 3 damage to nearby enemy minions and generals. Now, as you see, this has 3 HP, this has 3 HP, he has 11 HP. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and drop that right on him. So that's gonna be the selected minion. And then next up, we're gonna sacrifice this minion back here, and we're going to go ahead and destroy this, as well as destroy that Ironcliff Guardian right there. And you'll see it take out both minions right there. And as you see, we get +6 attack and +6 HP. He has 8 HP up here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk ourselves up here, and then we're gonna walk our general forward. We're going to attack one time with him, and we're going to finish him off with our what is this thing? I don't actually remember what that minion was called, but we're gonna finish him off with a minion just like that and take the victory over the Lionar General. Not bad. Like I said, it's not, these aren't the hardest things in the world, but as a matter of fact, this is one I never even did, which I don't remember not doing. I thought I did them, but I'm missing 5 golds. I'm about to pick up 5 free gold. So next up, we have Sunghai Eye of the Tiger. Use self-buffing and Rush to defeat the Lionar General in 1 turn. Now, Rush, I know I spoke about in the last video. It's basically you're basically able to go ahead and summon a minion with, it has Rush. It goes ahead and attacks on the first turn. So it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and do this challenge here. So let's take a look at the field once again. He's got an Ironcliff Guardian on his side. He's got his general with 3 HP as well, and he also has his other Ironcliff Guardian with Airdrop and Provoke. And then he's got his Provoke minion here, the Silver Guard Knight. So what are we gonna do? Take a look at our hand. We've got ourselves a Saber Spine Seal, which gives a minion or general +3 attack this turn. Now you might be like, well, you might as well just walk right on up and do that, but not quite yet, not quite yet. What we're gonna do is we're going to walk right up to this provoke minion here. No big deal, no big deal. And then we are going to drop our Saber Spine Seal on ourselves here. We have to self buff ourselves. Now we're gonna have +3 attack, and it's going to take him out. We'll take the 1 damage, it's worth it. Now what we're gonna do, take our Saber Spine Tiger, drop that right in front of us. Obviously now it has rush, it's not exhausted. We're gonna walk right up into his face with our 3 attack, take him out, and take him down just like that. So again, rush is really cool, and you have to keep in mind that you can buff more than just your minions depending on the card. If the card is specific to minions, then you can obviously only buff a minion, but sometimes you have minion and general buffs, so just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Next up, we're gonna deal with this Magmar here, Beast of War. Use specialized removal to defeat the Songhai General in 1 turn. Specialized removal. Let's take a look what we're working with here. So, looking at their side of the field, he's got his Kaliozan the General. He's got himself a Dragonbone Golem, big 10/10 monster there. We've got ourselves a Widowmaker minion, a ranged attacker. We've got a Kaido Assassin, which is also a backstab minion. And again, I want to say that I spoke about this in the first episode of this, but backstab is an awesome, like, the backstab deck, the Songhai deck is my favorite deck to use. It's hands down my favorite deck. You guys let me know. For those of you that have picked up the game so far and that have started playing, in the comment section below, let me know which deck you like so far. And even if you haven't picked up the game yet and you haven't started playing, which by the way, it is free, and it runs great on everybody's computer. Like, even if you don't have an amazing computer, you're running on a laptop or whatever, the game still runs great because you don't have to have all the graphics set to max. On top of that, even with the graphics set to max, it doesn't run your PC that high at all. So I would definitely say check it out. Of course, it is also coming to mobile soon as well. But let me know in the comment section what deck you like so far, what faction you like so far. I personally, Songhai is my absolute favorite. It's the only deck that I have. I think it's like level 16 right now. It's not super high level, but it's the only deck that I put any time in with. I love Songhai. It's my favorite deck. But anyway, taking a look at his last minion here, he's got a Gorehorn minion with also that has backstab. And backstab does double the damage when you attack from behind, so it's pretty nice. So over on our side of the field, we've got a Frenzy minion in here, a Macantor Warbeast, has Frenzy and Rush, which is pretty cool. Now, we don't obviously need the Rush right now because the minion was already summoned before this turn, so it's not that big of a deal. And then we have our Vath via Mortal, which is our General here, so it's looking pretty good. Take a look at our hand. We have Natural Selection, destroy any minion with the lowest attack or tied for the lowest attack. Now, Natural Selection works basically exactly how it says it works. Sometimes you have to really pay attention to what you're doing because a lot of times you will accidentally destroy the wrong minion. That's not what you want. So what we're gonna do, obviously we have Rush and we have Frenzy here. So we're gonna take this minion, we're gonna walk right up in here. And if you guys remember, I spoke about this in the last episode. Frenzy is a really cool ability because you can attack multiple targets. Now, what you want to do in this situation though, is because this has the highest defense right here, the highest HP, you want to go ahead and take some damage off of him and still attack everything in the meantime. So we're going to go ahead and attack him right there. It's going to hit the General, it's going to hit me, it's going to hit everybody. Then we're going to Natural Selection this thing here. That minion has the lowest attack because it's the only minion on the field. They're going to walk our General right up in his face, and we're just going to bash him just like that. Get right up in his face and take him out. Unfortunately, though, I had to take down the Songhai. I like Songhai, man. It's my favorite deck. I feel bad when I have to take down the Songhai deck. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be that. Alright, so next up we're going to take on the Vitruvian, ready for a Blast solo challenge. Now we're gonna use Blast to defeat the Abyssian General in 1 turn. Now if you guys remember at the beginning of this video or earlier in this video, I was talking about Blast being a really cool ability, a really cool attack that you can do in this game, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it is. It's one of the cooler abilities, one of the more beneficial abilities in this game because you can attack the entire board or whatever area that you're on. You can attack the entire row. So regardless of whether you're here, you can attack this whole row. I'm here, I can attack this whole row, and you guys will see what I mean in just a sec here. But as always, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got on the field currently. As you see, there is a Night Sorrow Assassin here, a Night Sorrow Assassin here. Okay, cool. How are we gonna deal with them? We'll figure it out. Next up, we have a Black Souls minion, which is a pretty decent sized minion, pretty decent beefy minion there. Got the General, the Lilith the Blight Chaser in the middle there, and then we've got 2 Abyssian Crawlers as the minions in front of her and on the sides. Now, taking a look at our side of the field, we've got Frenzy. We have ourselves a Frenzy minion, which again in the last challenge we saw Frenzy attacks everything in in basically in the area of effect or whatever of the minion, which is pretty nice. And then of course we have our Xerix Star Strider, which is our general heal. Take a look at our hand. We have Star's Fury. Summon a Wind Dervish with Rush in front of each enemy minion and general. Gonna come in a lot of handy. Then next up we have we have an artifact which is destructible, which gives our minion blast, or gives our general blast. So we're gonna go ahead and do is attach that right there. As you see now, when I click on my own general, I can attack this entire row, and I'm going to kill these two minions here. Now, if you think back to Star's Fury, it says summon a Wind Dervish with Rush, and again, Rush is attacking on the first turn when you're not exhausted, in front of each enemy minion and general. So right now, if we were to summon this, we would have 1, 2, 3 minions that we could use to attack with. But if we gave our general blast, we can hit this entire row. And as you see, it's going to take out these two. It's going to kill these two minions here. We're going to go ahead and do that. And now we have a spot for 1, 2, 3, 4 Wind Dervish Rush minions. We're going to go ahead and drop a Star's Fury just like that. And then of course, if you're taking a look at our Frenzy minion here, or the Portal Guardian, it does gain +1 attack for every minion that you summon. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 damage there. We're going to do 2 damage here, 2 damage here, and then 2 damage here. Just let the Wind Dervishes take all the brute force. No big deal. It is going to bring it down to 4 HP. We're going to walk our Portal Guardian straight up into their face, hit all of them, take them all out, and take the game just like that. Again, Blast is really useful on a lot of on certain minions in certain decks. Blast is really useful. I guess that kind of goes for really any deck though. They're like a certain ability or a certain minion could be really useful for any deck, but I really like Blast because there aren't many, or at least not that I know of off the top of my head, other than a ranged attack that hit the entire board like that, or like can do that much damage all in one. There are a decent amount of cards that can do that, but there are very few outside of just in like single target range attacks that hit multiple targets like that. I just really like Blast. It's just really cool. It's a really cool ability. I like it. All right, so for our final form of focus solo challenge here in the second tier, we're going to be doing the Lionar Divine Zeal challenge, which says use Zeal to defeat the Magmar General in 1 turn. Now, I don't think I've gone too in-depth with what Zeal is in this series just yet, but you guys are going to find out, obviously. And Zeal is a pretty cool ability as well. And anytime you're near your general, or your general is nearby your minion, you gain +2 attack, which is really nice. So, as always, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have on the field. We've got ourselves a Voth the Immortal. And then we've got ourselves a Primus Shield Master. Well, he's got himself a Primus Shield Master with Provoke. And then he's got a Phalanxnar as well, which is a pretty good minion. 6/1, 2 mana, drop it, does damage, and gets on out. That's why I talk about how Magmar is just kind of like up in your face, just deal damage and just be on his way. I talked about that in the first video of this series. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do, as you see, we have got a big ol' airdrop Ironcliff Guardian here, a 3/10, nice looking minion, and we have our Zeal Windblade Adept right here. Now, again, like I said, you want to make sure your general is nearby your minion so it gets its Zeal bonus. As you see, it says gains a bonus effect when your general is nearby, and a Zeal is +2 attack. So let's take a look at the cards in our hand. We have a Divine Bond, which gives a minion attack equal to its health. Now, originally when I was playing this game, when I first started playing this game, I thought a Divine Bond only made it plus, like, say for example, we were to drop it on our Ironcliff Guardian here. I thought originally that if I were to do that, it would make my attack 10 and it would make my health 10. But it's not the truth. It actually makes it +10. So not only do you have the 3 attack now, but you also have another 10 that gives you 13. You'll have a 13 attack, a 13/10 minion, which is a lot of damage, So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to give the Divine Bond to the Ironcliff Guardian here. Looking pretty good. So that's obviously what we want to do, because now we have 13 attack. He has 13 HP on the general, but we have to figure out how to get around this Provoke minion right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my general here and get my Zeal bonus on my Windblade Adept. I'm going to go ahead and attack this thing. And as you see, the next card we have in our hand is a True Strike spell card, which deals 2 damage to a minion. Now all you gotta do is drop it right there, take him out. We are no longer provoked, and we can walk right into his face with a bunch of damage, and bang, bang, boom. Realest dudes in the room and take the win just like that. And so that is going to be just about it for the Form of Focus Duelyst solo challenge tier here. The next up, in the next video, we're going to be doing Clarity of Champions, which you guys see I've only done 1 out of 5. So again, I'm missing a little bit of gold in these solo challenges. So I'm going to be doing these with you guys as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series, or are enjoying this series so far, and enjoy this video as well. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button down below, because 1 like does go a long way, helps out the channel and the series itself. Shout out again to CounterPlay Games and Duelyst for this awesome game. It's a lot of fun. Again, it is coming to mobile very soon, but if you guys are interested, it is available across all platforms. It runs well, it looks good, and the game is fun. So get in now, because the game was just released. Let's make it happen. See you guys in game, and don't forget you guys can add me as well at HiI'mTwit on Duelyst. As always though, it has been Twit, and I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace!